Today is actually crazy. Shytoshi Kusama just shocked the whole Shiba Inu community. A massive leak has been revealed. And this is the catalyst to push Shiba Inu to 1 cent. Nobody expected this. Hundreds of billions of Shiba Inu are on the move. What is happening? And what on earth am I even talking about? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. Shytoshi Kusama just shook the entire Shiba Inu community with a huge reveal. We're talking about a serious update that's coming soon. And it's not the kind of news you scroll past. This is the type of announcement that could flip the entire Shiba Inu ecosystem on its head. And yes, this one has the power to seriously impact the price. Here's where it gets interesting. Billions worth of Shiba Inu have suddenly been moved, questioned, and put into play. That's not just noise. That kind of move doesn't just happen out of nowhere. Something is clearly happening behind the scenes, and all signs are pointing toward a major shift. You can feel it. There's tension in the air. The kind that comes before a big breakout. Whether you're deep in the Shiba Inu community or just watching from the sidelines, everyone's eyes are glued to the chart right now. So let's talk about what the chart is actually saying. After reaching a fresh high recently, Shiba Inu pulled back, but not in a scary way. It's now resting on what's called dynamic support inside this rising parallel channel. In simpler words, it's cooling off in a zone that traders want to see hold. This is the kind of move that often shows strength, not weakness. And that breakout from the falling wedge, still completely valid. That pattern is still in play, and many believe this dip is nothing more than a healthy reset. A pause before another leg upward. This kind of structure doesn't just fall apart overnight, especially not with this much attention and momentum building around it. If the current support holds, and so far it is, then a move back toward that next key level could be just around the corner. That level, by the way, is the same one Shiba Inu aimed for during the last breakout. Bulls are circling, and they're watching close. Because if the lower boundary of that channel continues to act as a launch pad, then we might be looking at another major leg up. The timing couldn't be more perfect either. With all the buzz about the upcoming update, the volume creeping in, and the sheer size of the tokens now being brought into the spotlight, it feels like all the ingredients are starting to come together. This isn't just another random pump. This feels calculated. It feels like a setup. We've seen this kind of structure before in crypto. Price dips a little, bulls step in, support holds, and then, boom, a rally that catches everyone off guard. So what just happened? Well, things just got real. Shytoshi Kusama, the mysterious lead behind Shiba Inu, just sent shockwaves through the entirety. During a recent Spaces on X, he quietly teased a brand new partnership that's already in the works. And no, this isn't just a small marketing collab or a flashy announcement. This one is focused on something huge. Intelligent infrastructure, and yes, it's all happening inside Shibarium. Now, Shiba Inu's marketing lead, Lucy, jumped in to back it up. She confirmed that development is already underway. And although full details are still being kept secret, signs are clear. This is the beginning of something big. Lucy even it herself. The Shiba Inu ecosystem is entering a whole new phase. And leading that shift is the Shiba Alpha layer, with Treat being introduced as the main utility and reward token moving forward. That alone is a major evolution for Shiba Inu. What's exciting is what this new layer brings. We're talking about custom-built environments, better privacy, and more control for developers and users. In other words, Shiba Inu is stepping up its game and moving beyond being just a token. It's becoming a full-on infrastructure project. And that's not all. Lucy also revealed that a new decentralized exchange, called Position, is launching this week on Shibarium. This will open the door to trading, farming, and new reward systems that are driven by the community. It's another big building block in this growing DeFi ecosystem, and it brings fresh utility that could draw in even more users and developers. At the same time, another Shiba Inu connected account dropped some insight on the Shiba Inu Bone liquidity pool on ShibaSwap, encouraging the community to provide liquidity. Why? Because it keeps the ecosystem strong, active, and ready for big moves. It's these behind-the-scenes shifts that make the entire project more sustainable and more attractive to investors. So what does all this mean for the price? Well, let's not forget what happened back in 2021. Shiba Inu exploded out of nowhere and changed lives overnight. But back then, it was mostly driven by hype and community energy. Now it's different. This time, there's actual infrastructure being built. There's purpose. There's long-term planning. With Shytoshi teasing partnerships, new layers being added, DeFi products going live, and Treat stepping in as a key token. This isn't just a repeat of 2021. It could be something big. We've seen it before. Shiba Inu starts to build quietly, people sleep on it, and then boom, It rockets out of nowhere and shocks the market. That dream of hitting 1 cent? It's not just wishful thinking anymore. When you've got this level of development, community, and momentum all coming together, it suddenly starts to feel possible. Shiba Inu is no longer just a meme. It's evolving, maturing, and gearing up for something major. And we can see the hype crawling in, slowly but surely. But here's the thing. Something changed in the Shiba Inu market overnight. And no, it wasn't the price. It wasn't a massive spike or a sudden crash. It was something deeper and way more telling. On July 27th, outflows from large wallets, those massive holders who rarely make noise, barely made a blip. We're talking just 9 billion tokens moved out. Nothing crazy. But then the very next day, boom, that number exploded to nearly 800 billion. That's right, an 8,000% increase in outflows, practically overnight. Now that kind of move doesn't happen for no reason. And it definitely doesn't happen by accident. According to Into the Block, these large holders are wallets that own more than 0.1% of the entire Shiba Inu supply. In other words, these are the big players, the whales, the ones who don't move unless something is going on, something they believe in. So what does it mean when those kinds of wallets suddenly start offloading nearly 1 trillion tokens? Well, it could mean a lot of things, but most likely, they're rotating. They're shifting their positions. They're preparing. See, big outflows don't always mean dumping. Sometimes they mean consolidation, moving tokens into staking, DeFi pools, cold wallets, or simply prepping for the next phase. And based on everything we've seen lately, Shytoshi's new partnership tease, the launch of Position, the evolution of the Shiba Inu ecosystem, it's starting to look like these whales are getting into position, not walking away. The timing lines up perfectly. This sudden surge in outflows isn't just a random event. It follows days of bullish updates, ecosystem upgrades, and fresh momentum building within Shibarium. It's as if the smart money knows that something's coming, and they're getting ready ahead of the crowd. And honestly, that's what we saw in 2021 too. Before Shiba Inu made its biggest moves, the signs were already there. The wallets, the activity, the whispers. This time, those signs are showing up again. But this time, the project is stronger. The foundation is real. The ecosystem is active, and the players involved are bigger and more strategic than ever before. So while the prop be flashing just yet under the surface, Shiba Inu is rumbling. And it's only a matter of time before that pressure erupts. But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then turn on the notifications bell on this channel. Missing an important Shiba Inu update might make you lose money, so don't risk it. Also, please share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.